My name is Martin. I work as a tour guide here in Berlin since many, many years. I do the tours in German, of course, then also in English. Many groups also from the United States and also in French. And I like to do this job, guiding around people here in Berlin and also Potsdam. Here we're also on a square with a lot of history. And here the 10th of May in 33, because just across the street here is the Humboldt University. And the 10th of May 33, many of the students took many of the books here across the street and on the square. And here they burned the books of writers as Heinrich Heine, for example, or Erich Kästner, maybe you know the book The Parent Trap, or Erich Maria Remarque, all quite on the Western Front. The books of Sigmund Freud, Alfred Döblin, Arnold Zweig, and of many other writers, journalists and scientists. I know a very interesting story about when the wall was still up here. He lives in my neighborhood. His name is Klaus, and I know him for more than 20 years. And maybe a few weeks ago I met him in a supermarket. We talked a little bit, and then there was someone with him, and he said, "By the way, that's my brother." And I said, "I didn't know that you have a brother." And then the two told me their story. When the wall was built in 61, they were both young men, and they lived quite far in the east part of the city, but they had an uncle in West Berlin. And at that time it was still possible to go from East to West Berlin, and the 12th of August was the uncle's birthday party. They were both there to see the uncle, but the one of the brothers, the older one, was just fallen in love, and he wanted to go back early at home to see his girlfriend. And then he said to his brother, "Okay, bye-bye, see you tomorrow." And the next time they saw each other, that was many, many years later. Because the other brother stayed with the uncle, they had a few beers, and he slept on the couch in the living room. And next morning they had breakfast together, and then they heard in the news that they started with the construction of the wall. One of the brothers was in the east, the other one was in the west. The one in the east couldn't go to the west, and the one in the west didn't want to go to the east. He told me that sometimes he had the idea, or had in mind, to ask for a visa to see his brother, but in the eyes of the East German government that was leaving or fleeing the Republic and was punished up to 10 years. And he said, "I always had in mind, maybe even when they give me a permission to see my brother, that after the control, after the checkpoint, they will arrest me, and then I will disappear maybe 6-7 years in prison, and I didn't want to risk that." That is one of many stories of families which were separated by the war.